Josh swallows, Josh swallows, Josh swallows, Broadway. Josh swallows, Josh swallows, Josh swallows, Josh swallows Broadway.
Hello!
Hi! Wait a minute, what the fuck are you wearing?
Me?
I'm wearing a tie.
I'm wearing my Schrodinger's cat walks into a bar and doesn't. It's a nerd shirt.
You're a lazy, lazy producer.
I didn't know this was like dress up time.
Well, you should. Okay, listeners at home, if any of you are producers, get in touch. Hi, how are you?
Are you talking to me? I'm good. I'm good. I'm still in quarantine.
Yeah, me too. Day 21, baby. Hi, friends at home. It's Josh Lehman and
Alan Seals, producer.
Co-producer of Josh Swallows Broadway. And thank you so much for tuning in again. We're so excited to have our show tonight with Christopher Sieber, Jennifer Simard, and Claybourne Elder from the incredible new Broadway revival of Company, or as I'm calling it right now, Pauseway. Because right now it's just on pause. We're coming back, but in the Pauseway revival right now, soon to be Broadway revival. And thank you all so much for being here with us. We are doing this twice a week, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern and Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Please join us. You can also watch these videos after on YouTube, and you'll be able to listen to them, I believe. And also, right now, live on the Broadway Podcast Network, bpn.fm/JSB, Josh Swallows Broadway, you can hear the final episode of season 1 of Josh Swallows Broadway.
Take it again. We're not live.
Shut up. Shut up. With Beth Level, with my angel Beth Level. And next week it'll be live wherever you get your podcasts, but you can listen to it now if you want. And then also, please join us at our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Josh Swallows Broadway. We are doing this right now instead of season 2, but you can help keep us afloat with just $3 a month. And also for, other tiers, we can have like Skype calls and lots of fun things. Right, Alan?
I like how you did this for other tiers.
Other tiers.
With jazz hands.
Leave me alone. I got dressed up today. I haven't done that in a long time. Okay, now, without further ado, I would like... Oh, wait, what is this? Clifford Hopkins is excited for the episode. Me too. I'm shaking my boobies. And now... Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Doreen Sim Company. Chris Sieber and Simard play Elder Company. Lead them in, Alan Seals, or else I'll fire you. It's the cast of Company.
Hey. Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're just lounging around, being fabulous all the time.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi. We have, Chris and Jen in their normal quarantine gear, and
Claybourne's the Christmas angel, and he's like our rustic chic.
Well, Clay, I've been noticing that you're just like building shit at home.
Yeah, I'm sublimating my boredom with projects.
But you can build things.
Yeah, my dad is a contractor, so I build stuff.
So he made you a slave when you were a child?
That is correct, actually. Yeah.
He was like, get out of here, Clay. Stop singing your dance songs and build a house.
Uh-huh. Huh. So I learned how to build stuff. So now I'm building.
You are pretty perfect, though. I was texting Claybourne and all this, and he's amazing. He's building stuff, and at the same, I'm like, what are you doing today? Oh, I just made butter. And I'm like, wow, I cut my toenails. Good.
That's
pretty. Yeah.
So, like, you made butter too? Did you live on like a little house on the prairie? Like,
yeah.
experience?
I was raised Mormon, and my mom like taught the young women's group, and so I learned how to like sew and cook from her, and then I went to scout camp and did like scout things.
Your parents would have hated me.
My parents hate me. It's obnoxious. I just don't sit still.
Your parents would have literally hated me. I'd be like, I got my goth badge and my cloves badge.
My goth badge.
Cloves badge.
Yeah, no, my mom would be like, did you clean your room? And I'd be like, yes. And now may I go to the ball? I would say that.
I got my smoking badge yesterday. You should be proud of me, Mom.
Mother.
Would you like another carton of Camels?
I know. Well, no, by the time I was a teenager, it was no longer mom. It was mother.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever call her by her first name? Like you're not allowed to do
Carol.
Oh, I did, but even worse.
Oh, yeah.
Her name is Evelyn, and I would say, hello, Evelyn.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How am I alive? I would have killed me.
Well, thank God.
And I would have covered it up. The only people that would have asked questions were my high school theater guild. They would have been like, where the fuck is Josh? We got to do a production of The Nerd.
He's 10 next week.
Now, Jen, tell me about this outfit. You wore this to your final callback for company.
I did.
I was there.
I think it's important to really make a choice and let the director tell you if it's wrong. And clearly it's right.
Clearly it was. Right. I found
she got the part.
Well, I loved how they took your characters really into the S&M circus world.
Yeah, they did. And it's a whole new take.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to come back and see it.
Yeah.
Harry and Sarah are into some weird shit.
Weird
well,
stuff.
British. You know, I was talking with Kat Rena Lank, and you know, we were just really exploring about that scene that happens in April on the moon.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
And it really moves the piece forward. Now, Chris, when your husband said, if you don't grow out your hair and bleach it, I'm leaving, what was that like for you? Because
well, first of all, my hair grows very fast, as you can see.
Yes.
And I had to do something with it. But we don't have a barber. So I just bought a box at Duane Reade and threw a box up in there and did some streaks and tips. And I think it looks good. You know, it's in Jersey. I'm in Jersey. So it's kind of a little Bon Jovi, kind of late 80s rock band. You know, I got a message. I'm going to sing some songs to you, but they're going to mean something. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Plus, I'm just lounging. This is my smoking jacket,
Yeah. Didn't Patty give that to you?
Yeah, she gave this to me.
She was like, "You're smoking. You should wear a jacket.
Yeah,
You'll get a cold."
Wear a jacket. And this was stolen from the set of Sunset Boulevard in London.
That's incredible. No, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I really miss you all.
I miss you, everybody. I mean, I miss the world. I mean, you go outside, we're out in the country, but, even so, you can't, you can go outside, but what are you going to do, I went to the grocery store today and I went through 4 pair of nitrile gloves. It was terrifying. It was terrifying being in the grocery store. And out here in Jersey, the aisles are wider, but still people just don't pay attention to the 6-foot, thing. And so I'm literally going around the other end of the aisle. As people are, just kind of puttering around. I'm like, guys, I can't be in the same aisle as you. So either you have to back up or I have to back up, but we can't do this. So, and it took me longer to the grocery shop because I was just like avoiding people.
Yeah.
But we're actors. We understand choreography, right? You're like, you go move there, you move there.
Yeah, but you don't have a dance captain in the supermarket to come up to and be like, that track was by the almond milk, and I need to be by the almond milk at this part.
And they don't have numbers on the floor, so you can't. I don't know where's center. I can't.
Yeah. And you're like, I know it's their first time on, and that it's their debut, and I'm happy for them. I like them.
And you can't even shove with love. You're like, oh, I love you.
No, because you'll die.
They'll So,
My son, who is 2, is like best friends with our neighbor, who's this woman. And she came over today to the yard just to kind of visit us from a distance. And my son ran up to her to try to give her a hug. And we had to, and I'm sure it was pretty traumatic because we were like, no, like grabbed him kind of and pulled him away. And he got really sad and didn't understand why he wasn't allowed to touch anyone. It was very sad.
I had a similar thing with my neighbors. They have 2 little boys and a little girl, and our doors just happened to open at the same time, and they were so excited and they wanted to like come over and play Game Station, and it was just so horribly, sadly awkward. And like I knew the oldest one knew, like he was kind of like holding his little brother and little sister back, but you know, it was just weird.
Sorry, don't bring us. I'm sorry, I totally brought us down.
No.
But here's what you need.
No, we need to talk about it.
You need to sit the children down and you need to just calmly say it's your fault.
Yeah.
Your fault.
Exactly.
And that's it.
She hates you now.
Well, that's
you
what
are
I
a
did.
bad person, my child.
Yeah. And I think it's actually why we wanted to have you on the show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of us want to tell your child in person.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Clay.
What is happening?
As a
That's
surprise.
what you call a quick change.
That was a quick change. Were
As a
you
surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You were underdressed. You were ready.
How dare you, Clay? How dare you?
Well, Chris actually agreed to sing us a song from the musical he's been writing, which is called Drake O, which is a new musical from Draco's perspective.
Right. Ready? Give us a beat.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum.
Some people think I'm Draco, but I'm not really Draco. I'm just that guy who's kind of a flaco. Don't put in my butt because I wouldn't know what to think, and I don't want to bank because I think I about. Just like my lyrics from the prom. Bow, 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 bow. Very good.
Chris had this amazing moment in the prom where he
It
went
was
up.
always me. It was always me.
I have
And
this.
I was always a rock. I was always a rock until I wasn't. And when I did it, when I screwed up, it was an amazing screw up.
Well, Chris would be supposed to sing like, "Let us accept one another, lesbian or bi," and instead it would be, "Let's accept one another."
Bow, 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 bow.
Or he'd get brave and want to do an alternate note.
Like I
that
heard
was
the
awful.
story. He really went.
Oh,
He opted up, and then what happened?
the thing is, make rainbow dreams come true. That's what it was. And I was feeling confident that day, although we had done a photo shoot earlier in the day and we were all tired and exhausted, except that I was feeling very confident. And it's like, make rainbow dreams come true.
Rainbow dreams come true.
You have it? You had it. I couldn't hear it. It came on so fast.
Rainbow dreams come true.
Live.
Strong and wrong.
True.
Oh my God. For the rest of the show, though, none of us could get through the performance because we were all just giggling the entire time. We would be fine, and then we would remember what I did, and we would just like the top of 2 was just hilarious.
Well, there was a day for me where, like, I was supposed to say, it makes her look like the victim, but for whatever reason, I stumbled on the words and I went, makes her look like the victim.
Like the victim.
And then every fucking person, like Brooks, Chris, Beth, whenever they had a line, they'd look at me and they'd go like,
hey. We were so supportive of each other. It was so good.
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
Jennifer, what are some of your favorite, like, on-stage mishaps?
Oh well, I I was doing an off-Broadway show a very long time ago called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change with my dear friend Rob Rosnowski and my other dear friend, Mr. Danny Burstein. And in this scene, I'm supposed to hold this gold phone right down center stage. And I'm supposed to say, Ken, you're calling again just to say hi? He's needy. And the two guys supposed to march in, pick me up, and put my butt right on their shoulders. Well, this one night, I went, Ken, you're calling again just to say hi? Little gas. And he's needy. And all of us realized at the same time they had to march in, and they were like, ugh. Put my butt right there and just shaking. Just shaking Danny Burstein, shaking Robert. The lights hadn't even gone yet. They were like, oh.
Oh, no.
That's one of them.
Clay, we're gonna get to yours, but my friend did Fiddler on the Roof a million years ago with like Lanny Kazan or something as or somebody like that as Frumacera, but they were a little intoxicated and they were being lifted up in the trap door, and they were told a joke and they laughed so hard they started peeing themselves as the trap was going up. And like, so pee was everywhere, and she lost all the words, and she was like, laka dika dika chica chica chicky blah blah, and the entire ensemble in unison went chicky blah blah. Clay, tell us something.
So I was doing a regional production of My Fair Lady at this place called the Tuacahn Amphitheater in southern Utah.
It looks so beautiful there.
It is beautiful. It's this huge, it's like 2,000 seat amphitheater pushed up against a red rock wall. And they have so much space. They sort of don't know what to do with it always. So they like throw a lot of money and weird things at it. So we were doing this production of My Fair Lady, and during the Ascot horse race, they had 7 horseback riders, like jockeys, ride on horses at the back of the stage. And we would all like watch them, you know. And right after that is Street Where You Live, and I was playing Freddie. And so the Ascot horse race happens one night, and one of the riders got bucked off onto the ground, was like lying holding her ribs. But because the stage is so enormous, I couldn't see anything. So I just turned around and started singing. I went through the whole song, and the whole audience is like, and the stage manager didn't call it. She let me sing the whole number before stopping the show to be like, there's an emergency. We have to stop the show to get an ambulance. Like this jockey like is crawling, dragging herself along the ground, trying to get off stage. And I'm like, oh, fake British accent, song.
While somebody's dying.
Yeah, and she was fine, but she really hurt herself. Like an ambulance did have to come and pull her off. And she was just laying on the ground the whole time I was singing.
What a song to sing, though, at that moment. I don't know what I would have done. Maybe, like, use them as a prop, like, go to them and sing to them like they're just a down-and-out bloke.
On the street where
You know,
you live.
Hey there, governor. Here's a pence for your pain. Did you see that lovely lady at the race that you died in?
Well, I know you've already talked to Christopher, but Christopher, the blood pack story you told me from Into the Woods was pretty delicious.
Oh, that thing.
Thing.
It was. So we were out of town. No, we were on Broadway. We were doing the revival of Into the Woods at the Broadhurst Theater with Vanessa Williams, and I was Rapunzel's prince, and Greg Edelman, the amazing Greg Edelman, was Cinderella's prince, and we were in previews. And there's a reason that you should pay attention always when you're an understudy, because you never know when you're going to go on. So when you know that you're an understudy, Rapunzel's prince automatically understudies Cinderella's prince. So I paid attention, And I knew. Plus, it's my favorite show in the world, so I know all the parts and I know all the lyrics. And so we were in previews on Broadway after the Amundsen in New York, or in Los Angeles. And so about a week and a half into our previews, Greg Edelman, during the wolf thing, "Hello, little girl," he twists his back going, "Arr!" And there were two wolves. So there were Wolf Brothers and Prince Brothers. And he turned his back and he twisted it and he had to crawl off stage and he couldn't walk. So Beverly Randolph was our stage manager, and I have not had any rehearsal at this point at all.
No.
And but I was fine because I paid attention and I was ready and I know every lyric, I know every word. It's fine. It's great. It gets to the part of act at the end of, and I'm kicking ass, by the way, kicking ass, and amazing. And so it gets to the part where the evil stepsisters tear off their toes and their heels so they can fit in the shoe, and there's blood in the shoe, and Cinderella's prince dumps out the shoe and there's blood in it, and then the audience goes, ew. Well, had I had rehearsal, I would have known. And it's a simple trick. There's a bag of blood on your back and there's a hose that runs down your arm. There's a little pump squeeze. And had I had any rehearsal, I would have known to squeeze it once, not 25 times. Because when you squeeze it 25 times, it doesn't stop. It's so much pressure behind it. It starts spurting like you opened a vein in your arm and it goes 25 feet into the audience and won't stop. And I'm spraying the cast with blood. And it's just, everybody's bloody. Everybody's Paul Gemignani, who is our musical director, is in the pit. And I just don't know what to do. It won't stop. And I'm like, and it makes it worse. It's going into the audience. Milky White's like pale pink. It's like everybody's bloody. My younger brother Mark was in the audience, and he was seeing me in his first Broadway show, and it was me in it, and I hear him yell, "This is awesome!" And then Laura Benanti has to come on stage, and she has no idea what just happened, but she comes out on stage and looking at me and looking at the entire cast. The cast is covered with blood. And then I have to put her on this horse, and it just smears this horse, this like plastic fiberglass horse that we ride on. And that was awesome.
Yay!
That's pretty
Yay!
amazing. That's good.
Oh my God. Now, I've been huge fans of yours for all of yours for so long. Yes, the trifecta here. Jen, I want to start with you. I followed your career for a long time, and then when I got to see you become the Broadway household name during Disaster, what was that like in the sense of Twitter petitions for you to perform your number on the Tony Awards?
Yeah.
And it was so well fucking deserved. And it is one of, for those of us that comedy is what gets us through the day, that was one of the most incredible performances. That is that part forever has a blueprint on how you make that work. People can have their own interpretations, but it's like the original Into the Woods PBS film. Oh, hi, Kat. Or the Sunday in the Park. It's yes, everybody will be brilliant at it, but there is certainly something that, Carol Burnett and Hannigan. Everybody can be Hannigan, but Carol Burnett did something like with you.
Well, thank you. It was a really special time. I think, it's so rare for any actor to have that moment of syzygy where it's the right time, the right part, matching the right, person. And it was just a good fit. And I was so lucky that it was a role that was written by my friends that I've known as long as I've known Christopher. Seth Rudetsky and Jack Plotnick wrote this great role. And, it was just a really good fit. And as far as all the lovely things that happened and campaigning, I think, and just that was all such a surprise. And it was, I don't think you'll meet any actor who doesn't want to be respected by their peers and their community first and foremost. And so it just felt like, I hope I can be as generous and have been as generous to other people when they have nice things happen in their life, because it really was just a nice time. And I felt a lot of love and support from my community, my inner circle. And that's just something that I feel like I'll always take that with me. And
Yeah.
it was really, so thank you. I appreciate it. I'm mostly grateful to have had that, and that it's led to other things that I get to work with my friends again and in company. And we certainly can't wait to show everyone this magical show we've created, because it's good. So
Neither can
wait.
I.
I can't wait.
Jennifer
we
Simard,
have-
you were so cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Josh, we've been lucky because we have the Zoom, and we've been doing rehearsals every week where we all get together and we first of all, the funny part was we tried to sing the opening number, Bobby, 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 baby, Bobby, baby. It's impossible.
No.
Absolutely impossible because everybody's internet speeds are different, and we just started giggling and laughing. So we just do. But it's nice. The bottom line is, it's just nice to see everybody, and we wanted to rehearse just so we keep in our bodies and keep in our minds and everything. But it's just the greatest thing to see everybody. And I think tomorrow we're gonna have we're not gonna rehearse. We're just gonna have a cocktail reception. Everybody just hanging out and like, hey, how are you?
Check-in, yeah.
the Hair Revival company, we have Zoom parties every week, and it's been incredible because we have good days and we have bad days, and when people are having bad days and don't want to participate, the texts that come in for those people, it's been inspiring. And Clay, speaking of inspiring, I know that I remember your performance in Roadshow. Roadshow is one of my favorite pieces. And your performance as Holly was so heartbreaking, watching those men do what they did to that kid. And your performance was so incredible. And, we've known each other for years, and to see great things happen to great people, like I've watched it with the three of you, is very powerful. What is it like getting to return, not just to Broadway, but in a fucking Sondheim show? What the fuck? Like, you three are in a Sondheim show on Broadway? I'm calling it Pauseway right now. But you will be coming back, because Broadway, my friends at home, things are scary right now and things are paused. But we're coming back, bitches.
Yeah, we
It
are.
might not be now, but we're coming back, bitches. And Company's the first fucking show I'm seeing.
Have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the three of you, Company, Broadway, Sondheim, come on.
You know what? It was crazy. I was talking about those rehearsals that we had, and the coolest thing is they allowed us to see some of the rehearsal footage they took during our previews. We have never seen what we have been doing, especially on this set with these costumes and the lighting, and to be able to watch their vision now that we know what it is, we're like, oh, well, that's what you were doing the entire time. I wish you would have told us. Because it was so like, oh my God, that looks so cool. The process of getting us there, we wanted to strangle our choreographer. There was almost a mutiny at one point.
Liam Steele?
Liam Steele, who's lovely, and he's so sweet, he's so kind, so wonderful, but he was...
I did Into the Woods with him in the park. Chip Zion almost died of a heart attack.
He's wonderful. He's so good, but he was asking us to do things, and we're not dancers. And so he was asking us to do these things, and we're like, okay, we will. And we all said, yes, of course. We're always going to do it. We're going to do it. But we didn't know what the hell it was. And so there was a communication gap where we didn't know what it was. But now that we see it, it actually is like, oh, well, that's what it is. Why didn't you just say so? But we saw it, and I was just we looked amazing.
Yeah. He's kind of a genius, isn't he, Liam?
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing.
Brilliant.
You genius. Liam, Jared.
Like, I remember Into the Woods, everything was fucking choreographed. It was like,
Yeah.
And watching, because nobody went through a dance call, like watching all these old lady equities, including myself, trying to dance and all these meltdowns happening.
Oh,
it got to the point where, like, I think Oh, I forget her name. She was in Roadshow. Christine
Zbornik.
By
I
the time
love
her
her.
meltdown came, everybody was just laughing at her because we had all been through our meltdowns. And it was like, oh, ha, 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 ha. You know, get over it. You'll be fine.
Oh my God. You're my hero.
I stole Clay's costume.
Yes.
I stole Clay's costume from the.
You've got wings and everything.
Except I'm a pilot.
You just have this?
I'm
Do
gay.
you do a lot of role play? Is there something weird we need to know about going on?
I don't know if it's weird, but I'm actually really into it, Clay. I'm like the bad boy that went up to the cockpit.
Pilot.
There you go.
Excuse me, Mr. Pilot.
It's just you
Can
and me
I
on
see
this
the
plane.
cockpit?
No, we call it a flight deck now because people giggle too much when we called it.
What if I told you there's a terrorist inside my bottom, sir? And the only
Well, I
way
have
to
to
get him out
inspect
is
that
a
package.
good hard fisting. Oh no! I just said fisting on my show.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it's not called Josh
There it
Fist
goes.
Broadway.
Oh no.
Hey, Patty's
Pilot.
not on the show, but if she was, she would like that joke.
She would.
She would. She'd be like, I do fisting in my closet, in my basement.
Just putting on my robe. Just putting on my background.
Oh.
Oh, you want me to put on, Christopher, you want me to put on the other stuff? No.
Sure.
I do. What's the other stuff?
Do we need to have a safe word? Or?
It's not as interesting as this.
Clay, what's your safe word?
Grapefruit.
Oh,
Really? Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
mine has always been Brexit.
Grapefruit. Brexit. Brexit.
I just think it's funny.
Mine is that all you got?
Oh, that's quite a. Is that all you got? Wait, what? Are you sure, babe?
It's a cross message thing, but it keeps the energy going at least.
What if it was like, it's time to dance?
That's mixed messages. But
Now
Grandma,
I got the memo we were supposed to be drinking. Am I the only one drinking?
Oh, I am drinking.
Okay.
you know what I can do? What I can do right now, I can make you. I'll give you here.
Okay.
I'll give it a
Wait,
little.
Chris, are you on the
tutorial.
island?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so.
Yeah,
Ladies
we
and
just- we
gentlemen
just-
at home, Chris and his beautiful husband and dog Bacon
Mm-hmm.
live on an island, their own private island.
during the summer. Okay, I'm going to try and make this happen for everybody.
During the
So hold
summer.
on one second. But this is going to be. I'm going to make you a. It's kind of a Cosmo Quarantini.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, so let me get the ingredients up here. Wait, I have the ingredients here. So what you need is some Absolute Citron.
Okay.
You need a little light cranberry because you don't want to overdo it.
Oh,
No, pilot
Not while we're in
season's year
quarantine.
round, according to
And-
all my
and just-
friends making self tapes.
Just a little triple sec. Then what you want to do is you want to get some limes. Oh, let me see here. There are some limes.
Wow.
And right here, this is emergency. It doesn't. It looks like it looks like cocaine, but it's not. It's emergency actually.
I know it looks like a cocaine, but
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah,
K,
okay.
so it's okay.
It makes
it's not
it makes
as
you dance
addicting.
better. I'll be
It
right
makes
back.
you
Hold on.
thin, honey.
Okay, so what you want to do?
That was my. Oh, here we go.
I have a chilled glass already. It's a martini glass, and I have a shaker filled with ice already that's been prepped before. So what you do is you take some of your Absolute and you pour it in the thing and you kind of stir it around,
I know. My show
And
husband
then-
loves his vodka. He does. He loves his vodka.
and then you take some triple sec like that,
No.
and you go like, I want some triple. That's about enough. And then you take the cranberry. And you go, oh my God, that's mostly for color. I like to add just a splash of water, just to
To
You're a
hydrate,
lady.
to hydrate.
hydrate
You
or dihydrate.
So there we go. So that's that part. So now what you want to do is you want to take your lime right here and take it on the edge of the glass.
Oh.
There we go. You put that there like that. Now you put it on the plate of emergency and line the rim line the rim. Josh, you know how to line the rim.
Yes, sir, I do,
There you
sir.
go. There you go. Okay,
I'm a
there
pig.
we go. You shake this up.
Pig.
I'm a piggy.
Whoa! There we go. And look at this. This is, look at that color. Ooh, look at that color.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was, look at that. And perfect pour, just like that from my bartending days. And you take your lime and you put it there.
Mm-hmm.
God, that looks great.
Wow.
You know, when I went to Chris's home this summer on the island, he hired his neighbor's kids to row me to the island.
Right? It's like you're going to Hogwarts. Hogwarts? What is it?
We were just there this evening.
You know, you can go to the academy.
Yes, it's
Love it.
Hogwarts for booze, pills, and heavy meals at night.
Look at you with that drink in your pilot.
I know. It's really a look.
Flight
It's great.
48 to Nashville, now boarding.
No way.
Here in a second. Ooh, you know what? I've actually never made
Yeah.
these before.
Oh no.
So I will say the emergency is like a tingly sensation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say that doesn't sound like a good addition, but is it?
Mm-mm.
It is.
It
Right
actually
now,
is.
if we were in the 60s and my name was Cora, but my friends call me Cookie, and I had a private, we're going to have
A
2
private
tickets
jet.
on the Concorde. You would be, we're going to fly Concorde. You would be my pilot. And Jen, you would be my wife. And Clay, you would be our child.
Oh,
Ah!
I'd be
I don't know why I'm a baby.
your rich wife that gets murdered in the back of the plane.
Yes, she gets murdered.
Gets murdered.
And you could be a baby. You're an adult baby. That's what you are.
Ma.
And I say, damn it, Clay. You're not a baby. You're an adult.
You were saying you were a pig earlier. My son has a toy that's like a farm toy, and it says a whole bunch of different things when you push this button. But one of the things it says is, "Don't worry, piggy, I'll clean you up." And every
I've
time
heard
I'm
that
like,
it does.
"Ooh."
That's my
Don't
grinder
worry,
handle.
piggy.
Don't worry, Piggy. I'll clean
We-
you up.
Exactly.
Kevin and I were in Jamaica a couple years ago, and we picked up these dolls that we have some crazy friends that like weird stuff. So we got these dolls, and there's a little button on the back of this doll that makes sounds, and there's a little tag. It's like press the button on my back and listen to the sounds I have learnt. That's what it says. And so we did, and it was like ah, ah, ah. And then it was another one like coo, 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 coo. And then the last one was kill it. I'm not kidding. And they were like, wait a minute, did that just say kill it? And so we went back because it's a sequence of you have to press the button. So it's like
no.
"Ka-ka, ka-ka, coo, kill it. It's a baby doll.
Well, it's like those
So-
sound machines that are supposed to calm you down. I'm obsessed with the one that they have
Ocean.
the but also like they have heartbeat. It's doesn't calm me down. It's like there's someone in the room. Oh my god, it's not good.
They also have ones of like monks chanting, but it sounds like Satan music, where it's like "Homina Domine Christus Aminos Hortus." And it's like I'm not sleeping to that.
Oh, love it.
You know what I love?
What?
I think the 4 of us should become, romantically involved.
Okay.
Listen.
We already were, Josh. So,
I don't know, because you have a
we had some
fucking
moments,
husband,
didn't
you have a fucking husband, and you have a fucking husband and a child. And I've got 2 cats. And listen, this might be awkward and seem like I'm harassing, but I've got money. And I want to spend it on you, and I have got things to live for. I'm not gay. I'm not a homosexual. But as I told you, my wife is under quarantine at Madame Tussauds, and I'm lonely, and I've got money to spend. God damn it.
Oh,
What say you three?
What about
What
Linda
say you?
from Staten Island? Is she not available?
No, they took away the filter, but Tina's still around.
Tina,
I need to make
right.
some. Yeah, Tina needs to make some more videos. I think Tina's a virus denier, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah, I
might
know.
Come over.
Yeah.
I'll show you my
Sieber,
dog.
what
This
are
is
you doing?
Bacon.
Oh,
Bacon.
Hi,
Bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon, look, what's that?
Hi.
Right there.
Hi.
hi, Bacon.
He doesn't get the screen. He doesn't understand the screen.
Yeah,
You
neither
know.
does my
Bacon.
cat.
Bacon.
He can't hear you. I got headphones in.
So
Oh,
Clay,
you taste like quarantini.
Josh.
Clay, where were you when you found out that you booked the company revival? Hi,
Oh,
This is Nelson.
hi.
Oh,
This is Nelson.
I was in a Barnes and Noble
kitty. Where?
buying kids' books, upstate,
Oh,
near
wow.
where our house is, and I was playing with my son in the kids' book section when I got the phone call.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was
you
that like?
messaged me. I remember, Clay. You messaged me,
Uh-huh.
hearing a rumor that I was doing it as well, and
Yeah.
I said, "I'll never tell."
Yes, you did. You were very good about the secret.
No,
The cool
Chris,
thing
I
was, like-
remember when you came to prom and I found out and I just wanted to, I think I may have even cried.
I told you backstage at the top of 2 is what I did to all three of you. Yeah, all 3 of you. Remember the backstage at the top
Yeah.
of 2 beyond that
Oh.
set piece? And I told all 3 of you, and I said, "Hey guys,
That's cool.
I got company." And you all went, "Oh my god!" Because we were
Because
behind
we
the
couldn't
set and
scream.
We couldn't scream, although we did scream a lot.
And that really messed up the tempo of the next scene. I hope you remember that. That really screwed up the comedy of that
Is
scene.
he changing costume? Is Clay changing costume?
Oh,
Baby.
how cute.
This
Jen-
is my other baby.
Where
What's
were
his
you when
name?
you found
Her
out
name.
that you got it?
I was here at home, and I guess because I'm a teacher's daughter, I took the keep it to yourself extremely seriously, and I had found out about it even before we did the Broadway flea market, and I saw Christopher there, and I had no idea that he had an offer, and I didn't speak about it, and no one at my show knew. I was asked not to say anything, and I didn't. So I honestly, until it was announced, no one knew. And then, of course, this fool and I started texting one another. And it was
the day that actually the press release came out of the entire cast, and Kevin, my husband, and I had said, because I was cast early on, like late June, and Kevin asked me who would be your favorite Sarah, who'd be and I said Jen Simard. That was my first choice, absolutely.
Aww.
And then when it came out, that because Jen didn't say anything to me, and I didn't say anything to her, and then the day it came out on all the playbills and all the Broadway World and the Broadway.com, we texted each other so fast because we saw it at the same time, and our texts crashed into each other, and we're like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
And then he told me that story. I didn't know that story. I got cast in September. And and I didn't, and then I guess it came out in late October, maybe. I don't know.
Did you
And I
meet
met-
together in the auditions?
No, it was
Huh.
a very easy, very kind. Marianne Elliott, our director, it was the nicest audition, most comfortable room I think I've ever been in. She is so lovely. She's so kind. She's so generous. She just wants you to be you and not anything else. She doesn't push you to do anything. It's so great. And are you hiding, Eric?
Eric, come over and say hi.
Eric, come say hi, they say.
Unless
Eric,
he
come
doesn't
say hi.
want to.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, love.
I'm just mine.
How are you?
I'm so amazing. This is so fun.
Good. I just love you. You're doing well. How's your kiddo? Well, I asked Clay, but how is he from your perspective? He's a monster.
Tonight, he was playing the violin, and Bo sat on his lap and looked at him, and I just cried.
Oh, wow.
This whole thing is such a nightmare, but that was so sweet.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Clay would have been in some dumb Broadway show, but instead,
No. Well, I can't wait to see you when this is all over and babysit and see the next fucking incredible play that you direct. Because Eric, my friends at home, is one of the best directors on the planet.
On the whole planet.
Yes, he
The
makes
whole
incredible
planet.
art, and he's an incredible person married to an incredible person raising an incredible person. And that gets me through times of love and cholera, which is what I'm calling this.
You're so cute.
Oh, do you want to hook up? Come on, I'll pay you so
Wait,
much.
I was
money.
gonna say, on the lines of company and casting, I don't know if even you guys know this, but the final callback for the 3 boyfriends, there were about 12 guys in like the final rounds of callbacks, and we had, starting at 10 a.m., we had a 2-hour movement call, and then we had 4 hours of singing in every possible combination of 3
Yeah.
and reading. And I've never had an experience like it because all 12 of us guys, who are all relatively in the same castability, like we're usually never in shows with each other because we're all up for the same part, and there's usually only like one of us in the show, or and so we were all in this room together hanging out for hours and hours and just talking. It was very chorus liney, like everyone ended up telling stories about themselves and stories about this audition and what it would mean to them, and at the end of it, all of us sort of, there were a lot of like, hey, if you hear anything, just let me know. You don't even have to tell me what or who, just say like, hey, hey, I got it, or hey, I didn't, so that we can all move on with our lives. I don't think we actually did that. I don't think anybody actually did that, but it was very moving. Like, it was a very sweet moment. Oh my God.
Here's one of those guys that was up for it against you.
I know when I
There was a time
we were-
back in the day. I was one of those guys at the Equity Lounge back when the Equity Lounge was the Equity Lounge.
Was the lounge. That's right.
And, we would hang out all day talking about the shows of the 50s and the 60s.
Mhm.
And excuse me if I drizzle a little bit.
It's okay.
I would always go up to the young men just about to go into the auditions and ask them. I know they're nervous and everything. I tried to calm them down by saying, hey, what you singing? You're going to get the job. Yeah, I would do that every single time. Some of the people I bothered were Christopher Sieber.
Oh.
And then there he is. Look at him go. Yeah. So I had something to do with his career.
Yeah, and I believe you also did a regional Little Women with Jen Simard.
It was very awkward because it was an all-male production.
That would be awkward.
But I've always wanted to work with Sylvester Stallone, and this was my opportunity.
No, I look good, don't
I?
I?
I love Sly. I love you.
Thank you, darling. It's nice to see you again.
You have the cataracts are okay.
No, not at all. That's why I'm wearing these glasses.
I know, but it's good to see you again.
What is this?
You, Sylvester Stallone, thank you for coming on the show.
Bye.
There are so many characters I could have done with this. Like Saul Rabinowitz,
Oh, yeah.
agent to the stars of the 40s and 50s. Did you? Now, I cast a young Dick Cheney in a little show called Two on a Spoon. That's not my buggy, which was at the Schubert with a Fred McMurray, very young.
A very young Fred McMurray. When I was doing Whoopee Charlie Whoopee at the
Oh, my
Kerr
God.
in Connecticut before it came in. It never came in.
That's not my mustache. That's another hit.
Who else do you look
They
like?
love that show.
You look a little
Every
like
week, but they loved it.
the Queen of Mean. Who was that? Leona Helmsley. Little Leona Helmsley. Going on.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Listen, I
Real
own
estate.
a lot of properties, but I'm not going to pay taxes. Screw 'em, I say. Screw 'em!
Chris can attest. I come up with these like character alter egos, but
There was a few
nobody-
that were so-
it's like Chris is the only person that ever made me like actually not do one bit to him. Oh, here comes
Oh, the
Elizabeth.
crown.
Here comes Emma.
I'm Queen Elizabeth. Very early on,
Oh.
I didn't know I was going to be queen, but I knew I was in line for it.
But did you know that you were going to be Emma on the prom tour?
I did, and I turned it down because of my duties.
Quarantine.
Quarantine, the musical.
Oh God.
Oh God. I
All right,
have
let's-
made
let's
it a
get me-
rule.
Here I am. Oh, here I am. There I am.
Oh, Spirit has given us Chris back.
Oh,
There's that
my
handsome devil.
God.
That's
Oh
what my
my
friends call it when I go into my characters. They're like, Spirit, can we talk to Josh again?
There was one character that I actually told Josh, do not do that ever again. And it was gross. It was
It was just like, darling, my sweet darling, I love you, darling. Kiss me. Oh,
it
no,
was like,
darling,
hey,
you
babe.
fool.
It was hey babe,
Oh,
hey
babe.
babe, hey babe,
Babe,
hey,
I love you, babe.
hey, babe,
Babe, I love you, babe.
And
You
it's
did
like-
so good
he
out
was
there,
like,
babe.
oh God, oh gross, stop
Yeah.
it.
Well, I have a new character who's a
Oh,
little
no.
boy from the medieval times. He lives in a castle.
No, wait. Medieval times, the restaurant?
No,
Dinner show?
no, like
Okay.
actual medieval times, but he has no
Okay.
limbs. And his father always finds him a serf to be his new teddy. And so
Teddy toy?
just his new teddy. And he goes, hello, bastard. Father told me you were a bastard. Have you ever answered me, bastard? Have you ever seen a boy without limbs before? And then he goes to the ground and rolls. He goes, and he goes, Father says I'm the fastest roller in the world, bastard. So you're my new teddy, bastard. Anyway, so that's the new character. And then, Chris, you've met Cora. Like, my name's Cora, but my friends call me Cookie. And then Brooks Ashmanskis is Bunny, and they live in the Edison Hotel, except Bunny is in hospice with cancer. But at some point in the evening, because this will be like an evening show, Cora has to do a self-tape, an emergency self-tape for Life Alert. Every senior citizen needs Life Alert. But the only person to help her with the self-tape is Bunny, who, you know, is on hospice and dying. But Cora is rich because Cora invented a new version of the GPS where you can have the voice be a lost loved one. So whenever she wants to hear her dead husband, she'll like set in directions for someplace far away. It'll be like, turn right on Locust Street. She'll be like, oh, Irving, darling, I miss you so much.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I miss you so much, Irving, darling.
So
Driving too fast, darling.
So deep, so many layers.
I guess. Jen, do you have any silly characters that you do? Are you one of those?
Oh, I got in my youth, but now that I'm an old lady,
Now that you're a serious actress,
now I
and
just,
you've worked on both coasts.
I've worked in every dinner theater from here to Alaska, and I need a script. I don't do improv anymore. It's too exhausting. I used to, and now I'm like, no, I'm tired. Yes, Anne, give me the words.
I know. I'm on an
Watching
improv
Jen-
team. Go
Watching-
ahead, Chrissy.
Watching Jennifer work is hilarious. We're kind of the opposite. She is so structured as far as like, how can I find the deepest, greatest, most comical, amazing thing? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's see what happens. But she's always right.
Jen.
And I should use your discipline because Jennifer is so fucking funny. And all I have to do is just like watch her. And it's an honor to be working with her again. And I love you, darling. I love you.
No, it's an honor to right back at you, mister.
But it's really hilarious that we're a great comic team, but also the way we work is completely opposite, actually. But we work together.
But we work well together. But I think opposites do attract for a reason.
Well,
you know, like,
and we
glad
also
we're the same. That might be too much. Like we were.
But we also check in and we talk about everything, and we talked about our parts way before we even started rehearsals.
Yeah.
And we got together. We even took a jujitsu class together.
Yeah.
But we also talked together. What do we want out of Sarah and Harry? What do we want to be? Who do we want these people to be? And we talked about all that. So Marianne Elliott, our director, she was just so like, oh my God, I don't have to do much at all, which was terrific, which is great, you know. But that's the way we work together, because she and I prepare so much for you know, the part. So
well, you're also both brilliant artists, and you're great at what you do. And Clay, what has it been like working with Rena Lank, good dear friend, Rena Lank? Like, what has that been like?
I was nervous. You know, we have kind of sexy scenes, and that's always nerve-wracking when you start working with somebody. Yeah, we have very sexy, touchy, naked times. And it's nerve-wracking when you start working with somebody, and I was very nervous about it. My husband and I were flying back from visiting my family in Utah, and we got on a plane, and I walked down the aisle of the plane, and I was like, that's Katrina Lenk.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm serious. And I'd never met her before. I knew who she was, and I knew I was playing Andy, the flight attendant, and the first time I met her was on a plane.
What?
Right after Christmas.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when we were flying, she was coming back to do the like New Year's Eve big show that she did. And so I saw her on the plane, but I was with my son, and you know, and so we got off the plane, and then at baggage claim, I came up to her and I was like, "Hey, we're about to do company together." And of course, she was like lovely and wonderful.
She's the best. She's
and
the
you know,
best.
Crazy that we met on the plane.
From the outside in, it's so clear what great chemistry you have on and off stage. Like, she truly loves you, and you guys are so sweet. So
she's
funny.
wonderful.
So
I love that. We both, you know, I love working with somebody on stage that you can surprise, and like you can relish in surprising them, because you know that they will be great with it and like pick it up and throw it back at you in a fun way. And she is absolutely that. And it's so fun to be silly on stage with her for that reason.
Now, before we wind up things, God, I can't wait to see your show. What was the one show that you remember? It could be like your high school performance, or the show that you remember like sort of acting out in your childhood bedroom to the cast recording. What was it that you remember?
You want me to go?
Sure.
There were so many.
Yeah, me
Can
too.
I say more than one? Or
Yeah.
no? My brothers, well, first of all, the Godspell album, you know, like All for the Best. Well, we didn't have a lot of, you know, props or, you know, but it's like, you know, that scene where it's like, when you feel sad, we would make that with newspapers. So that's one thing we would do. But I know Christopher knows this. Into the Woods. I used to try to do the Witch's Lament in my basement over and over again. It was the first Broadway musical I ever saw. And so
wow.
Now to know Miss Peters is such a explosion of my mind. So.
You're Witch or Baker's Wife?
I love both of them, and I would try to do both, and I couldn't decide. And it'd be like I equally love both. I know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe one day.
One day, indeed.
I would say Into the Woods too. My mom recorded the broadcast off of PBS for me and my brother when we were little, but she didn't catch it on time, so she missed like the first 10 minutes of it. And so I grew up knowing that like I'd missed maybe a minute of the show or something, but it caught the end of the opening number, but it was just the end of the opening number. And so I grew up, I mean, I watched it. I could do it backwards and forwards. I knew the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then when finally I saw the show for the first time, I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's more?
Yeah.
It was like fan fiction. It blew my mind.
Yeah, I was obsessed with it too, except I thought that it ended at Act 1. Like, I would watch it and be like, oh, what a great musical. And then one day, like, I guess I let the tape keep going, and then I was like, everyone's dead. Chris, what about you?
I had my parents had the cast recording to My Fair Lady and the movie version of Fiddler on the Roof with Topol.
Mhm.
And I was obsessed with the song Matchmaker, Matchmaker, Make Me a Match. And I had no idea what that meant, but I assumed that it was somebody sitting there making a match, dipping it in some sort of sulfur or something like that. And they were so excited about that, but I didn't care because they were so excited about making matches.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make matches too. I'm going to make matches. And I would dance around and put little, I would like do that. I would like matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match, find me a fine, catch me a, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you burned down the home.
That's when I burned down the forest, actually.
Oh.
Aww.
I remember you're reminding me in Godspell. I used to go around as Sonia with a scarf doing a striptease, like at 3. It was so over sexualized. Turn back. That was just what I was doing.
My brother and I used to do Gotta Get a Gimmick. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In a Mormon home?
Yeah, I have a
Why
kid.
not?
And so we were both like, hey, girl, let's do this. Yeah.
Amazing.
God, I get yeah.
I love the three of you so much. Thank you for always inspiring me and inspiring others. And I cannot fucking wait to be the first person to walk into your theater and cheer you the fuck on, because you are the first show that I'm seeing. And I know so many people at home right now feel the same way. Because I know things right now are weird and scary for all of us. And, but things will come back.
We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Everyone just take care of yourselves. Social distance, please. Stay at home. Wash your hands. Wear the mask. Wear the gloves. Like I said earlier in this, stay away. If these people don't pay attention in the grocery stores, stay away from me.
Yeah.
Pay attention
Also,
to that,
if you are at home one day and you feel sad and you don't want to work out or you don't want to write or you don't want to do something, guess what? You're nailing it. If you wake up one day and you want to write an opera, you're nailing it. If you wake up and you want to work out, you're nailing it. If you wake up and you want to cry in the kitchen, you're nailing it. You are so loved. You are so special. This is all temporary, and it sucks. But
Make your bed.
Temporary.
And thank you for doing this, and thank you, Alan. Thank you for donating to the Actors Fund, everyone, and thank you for supporting us, because we're going to need theater. We're going to need it more than ever after this, and so we're all so excited. And I know everyone at company is so excited for the future. And despite how hard this is, and it feels like this every day, everyone that I know has hope, and that's what we have to hang on to.
Hey,
I love you all so much.
Your show is my hope. Your show is the light at the end of my tunnel. And I listened to all I have like every version of the show in my iTunes, and I can't wait to see the three of you in this new, incredible, important, beautiful production that my baby Liam Steele put you all through.
We love you, Liam.
I love you all. Thank
Josh,
you
I
so
love
much
you.
for tuning. Oh God, I fucking love you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning
Love you,
in
Joshy.
to Josh Swallows Broadway. See you Saturday night for the Indoor Boys special. It's going to be me, Alex Wise, Wes Taylor, Carolee Carmelo, and Vienne Cox.
Yeah,
And we are going to be insane and very naughty. So see you Saturday night at 9 p.m., my fucking swallowers. I love you guys. Visit us on Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Swallows Broadway. If you can, if not, that's okay. All of this shit is free. Take care of you. I love you guys. See you next time.
Josh Swallows, Josh Swallows, Josh Swallows.